Thragg explodes on his 3 most loyal Viltrumites after Craig saves civilians during the Flaxen attack on London. The Grand Regent had ordered every Viltrumite on Earth to stay hidden, blend in with humans, breed in secret, and rebuild their dying empire without ever exposing themselves. But the second the Flaxens tore through London and a building started collapsing on a crowd of civilians below, Craig broke protocol, flew straight into the chaos, and caught the rubble before it crushed them. When Thragg confronted him, calling out his most loyal general for exposing the entire mission, he just admitted that one of the women in that crowd was carrying his child. Thragg pointed out that Craig already had nearly a dozen pregnant women scattered across the planet, asking why this one mattered more than the others. But Craig looked him dead in the eye and said something Thragg never expected. He said he loved them all. Furious, Thragg gathered every Viltrumite and made it clear that the next person who exposed themselves would face his absolute wrath. But the damage was already done. Earth was changing them. So Thragg cornered his top 3 officers on the warship and tore into each one for failing the breeding mandate. Anissa flat out refused, telling him she had no interest in producing offspring with creatures she found weak. Craig defended risking his cover for his mates because he genuinely loved them. Therefore, Lucan dropped the line that hit hardest, telling Thragg that his human girlfriend had been cheated on by her ex-husband and he refused to take other women because he actually cared about her feelings. Thragg face-palmed in disgust. He screamed that humans were nothing but cattle for genetic material, that this affection was a poison rotting their people from within, and that he was disgusted by every single one of them. Anissa agreed with him, but Craig and Lucan pushed back hard, telling Thragg directly that he wouldn't understand any of this because he stayed isolated on his ship, that forming a real bond with another being changes you in ways he had never allowed himself to feel. Thragg froze. He kicked them out of the room, sank slowly into his throne, and stared at the floor for a long, silent moment, finally realizing the truth he had spent his entire life denying. Omni-Man was never an anomaly. Earth changes Viltrumites, and his empire was already falling apart from the inside.